Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari, Dravahu Dashrath Ajar Bihari. Om Tulsidase Nama Om Valmikya Nama, Om Srisapatnakya Shatrughane Nama, Om Srisapatnakya Bharataya Nama, Om Hanumat Nama. Hey dear trader, if you are new on our channel then subscribe the channel and like the bell icon. Jaya Shri Ram. There is no difference between Saguna and Nirguna. Sages and Vedas, Puranas and wise men say the same thing, that those who are Nirguna and unborn, they become Saguna under the influence of devotees. How is that quality devoid of? He is just as ice is not different from water. Whose name is like the sun to dispel the darkness, how can he be called a subject of attachment? In this way, Satchidanand Sri Ramchandraji is like the sun, where there is no love of the night in the form of a charm. The God who is light by nature, there is no dawn of science. Joy, depression, knowledge, ignorance, ego and pride, these are the religions of all living beings. Sri Ramchandraji, so the all-pervading Brahman, the world knows that this blissful God is beyond and Purana Purusham. While there is a famous man among men, a mine of light and a manifest master, he himself Raghukulmani Sri Ramchandraji is our master. Saying this, Sri Shivji bowed his head, not understanding his allusion, and he blames the foolish Sri Ramchandraji. For example, seeing a veil of clouds in the sky. Ill-intentioned people say that the sun has hidden. The person who looks at the eye with a finger, he sees two moons. Parvati. To be infatuated with Ramji is such that just like there is smoke and dust, darkness in the sky, similarly the mind engrossed in the infatuation of objects is getting dirty. Thus, the deities and the living beings along with the sense organs are one wise and clever, but the one who is the supreme illuminator of all of them, who has no beginning or end, is Sri Ramchandraji, the king of Adi Awadh. The world is light and Sri Ramchandraji is its illuminator, the master of Maya, the abode of knowledge and virtues. With the help of his truthfulness, this inert form of illusion appears to be like the truth. Just as there is a feeling of silver in soap and water in the rays of the sun, and even if both these things are untrue in Trikal, no one can avoid this doubt. In the same way, the world remains dependent on God and continues to give sorrows even though it is false. Just as if someone cuts off someone's head in a dream, his sorrow does not go away without waking up, in the same way, sorrows in the world do not end without waking up. Hey Parvati, by whose grace such illusions are destroyed, Sri Ramchandraji, who has mercy, whose beginning and end cannot be found by anyone and about whom the Vedas also describe the same thing. He walks without legs and hears without ears and does various types of work without hands. He enjoys all the pleasures without mouth and speaks without speech, and who is a great yogi. He touches everyone without body and sees without eyes and without nostrils. Keho accepts all types of fragrances. Thus all his work is supernatural, whose glory cannot be described. Whom the Vedas and Pandits sing like this, whom the sages meditate on, he is the Kosalapati Lord Sri Ramchandraji Maharaj, is the son of King Dasharatha and the benefactor of the devotees. Kasam Mara Animal Observer. Jasu Naam Bal Karun Bisokhi Soi Prabhu Mor Charachar Swami. Raghubar Sabbar Antarjami. It is Parvati, seeing the dying creatures in Kashi, by the power of whose name I do that, my Lord, Lord of Charachar, Om is the knower of everyone's heart. Even after being helpless, people take whose name and by which their accumulated sins of crores of births are destroyed. The men who respectfully remember him, they cross this world as easily as a hoof. Hey Bhavani, that Ramchandraji is the supreme soul, it is very kind of you to work there. When such doubts arise in the heart, then all the qualities of knowledge and disinterest etc. disappear. After listening to such doubting words of Shivji, Pavalji's whole kulak should not be created. Went and at the feet of Sri Ramchand, his love and faith had become in his mind. There was severe disbelief. He got away. Then again and again holding the lotus feet of Lord Mahadevji, folded her lotus hands, as if Parvati was drenched in love, she said, O Shivji. Hearing your voice like the rays of the moon, my fascination was dispelled like the sunlight of autumn. O merciful, you removed all my doubts, by which I have now come to know the form of Sri Ramchandraji. Hey Nath, by your grace, now all my sadness has gone away, and O Lord, now happy with the offerings of the feet. Even though I am angry by nature, I still feel sorry for my first, O Lord. If you are on me, then what I have before. Lord Sri Ramchand, who is the one who gives relief from all worlds and resides in everyone's heart. So, O Nath, for what reason did he assume a human body? Hey Taurus, tell me this after explaining it well. When Bholenath heard such humble words of Parvati and saw the pure love on Ramkatha, then the naturally intelligent Sri Mahadevji, the enemy of Kamadeva, should be happy in his mind. After praising Parvati ji in many ways, he blessed and then spoke these words, Hey Parvati, listen. Now I tell that auspicious story of Sri Ramchandra ji, who is as pure as Mansarovar, which was described by Kakbhushundi ji and heard by Pakshiraj Garuda. I will describe the same excellent dialogue that has happened earlier. But first listen to the very beautiful holy story of Sri Ramchandra ji's incarnation. Hey Parvati, the names and qualities of God are immense, and the stories and forms are also innumerable and limitless. But as far as my intelligence is concerned, I describe them. Listen lovingly. Hey Parvati, now listen to the beautiful character of the Lord, which has been sung in detail by the Vedas. The reason for which the incarnation of God takes place cannot be said precisely. Hey Parvati, listen. I am of the opinion that Ramji, by mind, intelligence and speech and logic, they are beyond, however, according to their wisdom, as said by saints, sages, Vedas and Puranas, beautiful face Parvati. So now I tell you, whatever reason I understand comes in whenever there is a loss of religion and lowly arrogant demons increase. The unrighteousness that they do, which cannot be described, and they cause sorrow to Brahmins, cows, gods and the earth. Every now and then God, the ocean of mercy, removes the suffering of the gentleman by assuming a human body. Then they kill the demons and establish the deities, and they themselves establish the dignity of the Vedas and spread bright fame in the world. For these reasons Ramani takes incarnation. Then by glorifying those glories, the devotees cross over from the worldly web. And Kripasagar Prabhu incarnates for his devotees. Thus the birth of Sri Ramchandraji, there are many reasons for taking, each one more than the other and most bizarre. In those births, I tell about two each, O beautiful and intelligent Parvati. Being careful, listen. The Lord had two dear gatekeepers named Jaya and Vijay, whom everyone knows. Both those brothers got the Tamsi body of Asura by the curse of Brahmins. One of them was named Hiranyakshipu and the other was named Hiranyaksh, who became famous in the world for humiliating even Indra. Both of them became war victorious and famous heroes. Then Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu in the form of a boar, and Hiranyakshipu was killed by God in the form of a male lion, and the fame of devotee Prahlad was expanded. Then those great warriors named Kumbhakarna and Ravana went to the mighty Nishachar clan, and conqueror of the gods, known to the world. He did not become devoid of traffic even after being killed by the loser, because the curse of Brahman was for his three births. Once, Bhaktavatsal Bhagwan had incarnated for his benefit only. Their Kashyap Aditi were their parents, whereas here they became famous by the names Dashrath and Kausalya. By incarnating in this way, the Lord performed various types of holy characters in the world in one kalp. In one kalp, Jalandhar defeated the gods, due to which they all became sad. Then Shivji fought a great war. But that demon was very strong, who did not die from anyone's death. Jalandhar demon's wife was very sati, due to which Tripurari Mahadevji could not win her. Then God tricked him into breaking his fast and did the work of the gods. But when he came to know all this secret, he got angry and cursed them. Proving his curse, the merciful God once again incarnated. The same Jalandhar became Ravana, whom Sri Ramchandraji gave salvation after killing him in the battle. This was the reason for one birth, for which Sri Ramchandraji assumed a human body. Many poets have described the story of each and every incarnation of God after listening to sages. Once Naradji cursed. In one kalp he was incarnated for the same reason. Parvatiji was surprised to hear such a speech of Mahadevji that Naradji is a devotee of God and the most knowledgeable sage. Then what was the reason that Muni cursed? What crime did Vishnuji commit to Muni? Hey Shivji, tell me this incident, because my mind is very surprised to hear it. Then Mahadevji smiled and said, O Parvati, no one is wise, and no one is a fool. When the one whom Sri Ramchandraji wants to do, he becomes like that in that Mahota. Yajnavalkyaji says, O Bhardwaj, I tell the qualities of Ram, you listen with respect. Ramji is going to cross the web of this world. Tulsidasji says that leave your respect and love and worship him. There was a very holy cave on the Himachal mountain, near which the beautiful Gangaji used to flow. There was a most holy beautiful ashram, seeing which Devarshi Naradji's mind was very attracted. And looking at the mountains, the department of the forest, the river there, Naradji fell at the feet of Sri Vishnu. Love was born. Then he started remembering God, due to which his breathing stopped. And having a pure mind, it was easy to attain samadhi. Seeing this condition of Naradji, Indra got scared and called Kamadeva and respectfully said, You are for me. Go to Naradji with your army. Then Kamdev will be pleased and go there. There was a great fear in Indra's mind that Naradji wanted the kingdom of my city. Who works in the world and greedy, they fear everyone like crooked crows. Just as a foolish dog takes a dry bone and runs away after seeing a lion, and that fool thinks in his stool that this bone may not be snatched away. Similarly, Devraj Indra did not feel ashamed when Kamdev went to that hermitage. Then by his illusion spring was created. At that time many colored flowers bloomed on the trees, on which the nightingale and dawn started humming.